Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This one is on all the free permanent travel forms in AQ3D. I won't mention any of the travel forms you can no longer obtain, and I won't mention any of the consumable travel forms. The ones I'm referring to are ones like the ponytail here, which is something you can obtain from the daily chests, and there's several of those that can. There's also ones like this one here that you can obtain in the Arkin Grove, and there's a lot of other consumable travel forms, but those aren't permanent ones, so I won't be showcasing those in this video. Same goes for any legacy travel forms as well, since those are no longer obtainable. I will be talking about some travel forms you can get that are seasonal, so you can only get them certain times of the year, but most of the other travel forms will be ones you can obtain anytime. If you guys enjoy this one, do me a favor and tap that like button, smash subscribe, and turn the notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. A lot of my viewers are not subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you can tap that subscribe button. If you want to go the extra mile, you can join my YouTube membership by tapping the join button down below. Big thanks to all of my YouTube members for all the support you guys give me. The first travel form is Cinder Travel Form. This travels at 160%. This is a seasonal one. You can only get it during Blaze's birthday, and this is dropped from the Infernal. And the Infernal is only obtained via the Fire Starter, which you can get for Dragon Crystals, or if you're a Guardian, you get some for free. But this is the only way of obtaining it. Now, anybody can fight the Infernal, meaning anybody can get this travel form, but in order to get the Fire Starter, you would need to be a Guardian or have to pay Dragon Crystals, but all the next ones I'll be mentioning are also obtained in similar ways. The Battle Bush is the next one. In fact, there is a slew of these ones that you can get. Whole bunch of these. You've got the purple, blue, red, dark. Like, there's a lot of these different ones, and these are bushes that you can get. Now, each one of these bushes travel at 5%, so it's not something you'd be using to get around quickly because they only travel at 5%. But it is kind of cool to have them for cosmetic value. These are seasonal. They are dropped by the bush thing that you can obtain for Dragon Crystals, and it's available, I think it's in December every year that these are available to obtain from the spawnable because they're dropped from that spawnable. The next is Gift Thulu, and this is something that is also a seasonal, travels at 160%, and this is a pretty interesting looking one as well, and this is also one that is dropped from a spawnable called Gift Thulu. This is quite abundantly found, though, around December. I mean, last year we had a whole bunch, and the year before, so this is something that you could get fairly easily depending on what time of year it is, but you would need to be either a Guardian or purchase them for Dragon Crystals to get the initial spawn. However, with so many Guardians and stuff having these things, you shouldn't have too much of a difficulty getting these around December. Next is the Legion Dricken travel form. There's also the Legion Dricken with daggers travel form. Both of them look very similar, except one has daggers. These are both dropped by the Lesser Legionaries or the Rogue Legionaries, which is available around March. And those Legionaries are obtained if you are a Guardian, or you can also get them for Dragon Crystals, but a lot of people had access to them around March and probably will again next March as well, meaning that you should have a chance of obtaining these travel forms at some point. In the Adventures menu, in the World Areas, in the Special Locations, in the Blue Ogre Cave, you're going to find the Ogre Man. In here, you're going to find the Blue Ogre Crafting, and this is where you can obtain the Blue Ogre Ring. Now, you do need to have Blue Ogre Souls. I don't even know if those are still available anymore, but this is what it looks like. Travels at 150%. There's also one very similar. Now, if you do have Blue Ogre Souls, you can craft a Legendary Ogre Souls, and then we're going to be heading over to the Yogger's Inn. In here, you're talking to Zilla right here, and you've got in the community items, in the community shop, the Legendary Ogre Ring also travels at 150%, and you would need 10 Legendary things, and this is what it looks like. So it's identical. It's basically the exact same thing. I don't even know why this was created in the first place, but anyways, this is sadly not very easily obtained because you need 10 legendary ogre souls, just like the other ogre soul things, which are only dropped from blue event chests. It's possible these are still also available on the Blue Ogre forum or the Game Ogre forum, but I'm not sure if that's still functional or not. I haven't checked there in several years. In the same shop, you're going to be finding the Whittle Ducky Ducky travel form. That is adorable. And this is what it looks like right here. Travels at 160%, and you can only get this from MJ when she does Twitch streams. She spawns this thing right here, a big giant version of this thing right here, which you can fight, and then you get tokens, which if you get enough tokens, I have 26, and then once you get 100, you would be able to purchase this Ducky Ducky travel form. There's also the Gold Raven Talon. This is another one that you can obtain. Travels at 160%. And this is what it looks like right here. Tiny little Gold Raven. And you can obtain this by fighting this big giant bird right here, the monstrous bird, and if you were lucky, you would be able to obtain that travel form. It also drops a pet and a bunch of other stuff as well, but everything is a low drop rate, so it's not easy to obtain, but that is how you would obtain that. Going back to seasonal travel forms, this is another seasonal travel form right here, the Otanin Bush, which you can obtain during Frostvale, so that's around Christmas time. This one only travels at 10%, so not very fast, but interesting looking. Ignore the thing like this, because honestly, when this is used, it looks normal. This is what it looks like right here, minus the fire, of course, because I'm using my bapper, which is thing. But anyways, that's what it looks like right there. And this is a seasonal thing which you can craft. You do need to get the bush root in order to obtain this, but I'll get into the bush root as soon as I'm done with the seasonals. The next is the Boneless Chicken Cow travel form, one of my favorite travel forms, to be honest. This thing looks great, and it travels at 160%. You can get this every April. I believe it's April when this thing comes out from a craft shop. You just need to have a certain amount of tokens to craft it, and bing, bang, boom, you get this available in the social district, and I believe it is every April. The Legion Robo-Wolf travel form. This is available during the Cyber Monday event that they get going, and this travels at 160%, is found inside of the Daily Chest shop. Heading back to Yalger's Inn, you'd be heading up the stairs right over here and talking to this thing right here. Now, this is supposed to be this one right here. This is supposed to be a December, something that comes out every December. So this would be a seasonal, but it's still available for some reason in the game, which is kind of a surprise to me. This is a Wreath of Khan, which is a 7% travel form, and you can get this, I guess it's pretty much year round, even though it does say on the wiki that this is a seasonal. Apparently, it doesn't really seem to be. There's also pet available as well. But yeah, that is available around, year round, as far as I know. This is still, because this is available right now. You have to fight a big bush in the social district in order to get these pieces that you need here. So it could take a while to get, but that is another one. Again, cosmetic value only because it doesn't have any perks to, it doesn't run fast or anything. Next, we're going to jump over to Cicero's shop, but we're not going to stay here. We're going out the door, and we're going to go talk to Cicero right here in the Daily Boss Crafting, in the Daily Boss Rewards. At the very bottom, you're going to be finding 4 travel forms. These are cosmetic value as well. This one here travels at 70%. This one at 0%. It doesn't move. This one at 100%, so it travels at the speed you can run. And then this one travels at 60%. This is a zombie right here. This is a chest, nice for trolling people. This is a spider, and then this is a lava sample. Remember how I mentioned the Otanin bush? Well, to get that, you need to get the bush root first. This is available year-round. This is a 5% travel form. I do have videos already on how to obtain the bush root, so check that on how to obtain it. For the next travel form, we are going to be heading into the Moistverse, which is available right here. And you're going to be heading over to the big red portal over here. Now, keep in mind, you will need to play through the area in here. Is that my shadow right there? Holy cow, that's one huge shadow. Good Lord. Anyways, so there's a red portal right here, which you'd be going through. If that's not activated, that means you need to play through the story until you get access to it. And then you'd be interacting with this guy right here, and this is the challenge right here you'd want to do. There's a chance of getting the bomber travel form, which is a very low drop rate in this dungeon, but this is what it looks like. I don't currently have it, so very cool one, definitely worth going for. Next travel form you can find inside of the daily chest. If you go into the chest items, you're going to find this thing right here. Costs 5,000 of these shards, and this is the travel form right here. Travels at 160. Next travel form is available in the Sand Sea. You'd be heading to the Sand Sea and then going to pyramids. Obviously, this will require you to play through the story up to a certain point in order to get access to this thing, but you'll be heading down into the Pyramid of Garfield. Talk to this guy right here, and in the Garfield's treasure, you will have the travel form right here. It's a very cool looking travel form, and it needs 30 of these, which you can obtain from doing these right here. You just need that. This travels at 160. Heading back to the Moistverse, when you complete the M-Verse Trove, which I'm assuming is available to everybody. If this is not available to everybody, let me know, but it doesn't say on the wiki that this is not available to everybody, so I'm assuming it is. I know this travel form right here is no longer available to anybody who hasn't completed it beforehand, but upon completing that trove, you should be able to obtain the Ring of Moises, since this is supposed to be available to everybody even now. So if it isn't, let me know in the comments whether or not you are able to get this or not, but this is a 160% travel form. Jumping over to Lolosia, head up the pirate ship and talk to Captain Rhubarb, and in the pirate class section, in the pirate class gear, there is the Salty Parrot. You're going to need 3,000 pirate class tokens to get it. This is a 160%, and this is what it looks like. Head into the Heartwood Forest, talk to Auden, and in the gift horse section, you will be finding this daily right here. You can grab this, complete it to get those things which you will be needing in the Lost Heartwood items. You're going to find the Wooden Stallion. This is a really awesome looking travel form, and this is a 160%. In the main menu, in the PvP section, go to the Battle Hall. Talk to the High Marshal, and in the special PvP rewards, you're going to be finding a travel form right here. You're going to need 5,000 marks of glory to get this thing. The Vampragan travels at 160, and this is what it looks like. Now at this point, you're going to head out the door, and you're going to be in this location right here, and you're going to be going to the right because you want to come over here to the sewers. In the sewers, you want to beat it all, which takes like 10 minutes before you get to the end when you fight the boss at the very end. I'm not going to stick around for the whole thing because it's going to take too long, but once you get to the boss, you have a chance of getting the Toxic Barrel form. This is the barrel right here. Very awesome looking one. Now this is only for cosmetic value since this does not travel. It's a 0%, just like that chest that I showed earlier on. So not something you'd want to use to get around quickly, but something that is pretty cool and also pretty uncommon. Next, you're going to want to head to Yogger's Inn and talk to Baleen. In here, you're going to be looking for AFK the game. Talk to George Lowe, and in the crafting, you're going to be finding the Time Flies transformation. This is a 160, and you're going to need 1,440 minutes in order to get this thing right here. So out of all the ones I showed you, I could say this is the easiest since all you gotta do is stand still. The downside is it can take a long time to be standing around doing nothing, but if you have nothing to do and you're watching Netflix or whatever, then just AFKing here might work for you. For the final travel form, we're going to be heading to Frostvale. We're going to go talk to Holly right over here, and you're going to find the village crafting. In here, you're going to find the tasty whale pop. This is a 160, and this is what it looks like. If it looks huge, that is because it is huge. That is it. You can see the little frozen dude inside of there. But in order to get this, you need 150 tasty fish pop, which you can obtain from this right here. You get the tasty fish pop. So it's going to take a while before you get it, but yep, that is it. And those are all the free travel forms that you can get that are permanent in the game. So hopefully this video helped some of you guys out. If it did, tap that like button, smash subscribe, and turn the notification if you don't want to miss any of my uploads. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.